Good morning, Gun Highs. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. I woke up this morning with a stuffy nose. Good morning, Steven. I'm doing well, thank you. Hope you're doing well. I woke up a little bit of stuffy nose. That I'm good. But yeah, I'm good. Good morning, ye oldie feck. I woke up today to my daughter puking. Oh, dude, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, man. That's the worst. Kids and puking? That's awful. I hope she gets to feeling better. Hey, what's up, X1Zool? Hey, Steven, I am at work right now, letting you know that the live stream thing I did worked this time. Can't hear you because I'm very busy at the moment. Hope you have a beautiful day and everyone else too. Well, thank you very much, X1. Thank you for stopping by and sending such a kind message. I hope your day at work is going well. Okay. Oh yeah, no worries at all, man. Yeah, I don't know exactly what you mean, but yeah, I hope she feels better. Hope she feels better. Alright, we're going to try to actually complete a lesson today in our Pokedex course. Seems like we kind of stalled out on it. We just took a long time yesterday to get stuff done. But I'm hoping that investment of time ends up paying back. See how it goes? Yeah, we'll see how it goes. That's, I guess, at the end of the day, all you can do, right? Do you guys still write actual code these days? I got forced to use Kiro and Copilot. Hey, Pranesh, good to see you. I still do quite a bit, write code by hand. I know, definitely in my personal life, I still do it just because I enjoy it. Professionally, I've been pretty lucky where work really hasn't been very authoritative on how we do our jobs, I guess. As long as the job gets done on the timeline it should get done. We do have approved AI tools at work, so there are things that like these are okay to use, but we don't really have like a strong heavy hand saying you must not author code manually anymore. So. But I hope that you are not. I hope that you are enjoying using Kiro and Copilot, and I hope that you're finding time to build projects the way you want to build projects, whether that be with AI or without AI. And I hope you're enjoying yourself. All right. So where we left off yesterday was basically we have a bug somewhere in our program that's preventing the map command from working appropriately. So for some reason, these are never getting set. So the question is, why are they never getting set, right? So we are taking page. Make a exploratory request to the Poke API. Poke API. I'm a beginner in my career. I don't understand what Kiro writes, but somehow it's working. And push. Hey, I don't know how I feel about that. I feel empathetic to understand that you have to do what you have to do to maintain a job, and I feel empathetic to being early in this process and learning. But I think me personally, I might be a little uncomfortable with pushing code that I didn't quite understand myself. Not that I'm condemning you, right, or criticizing you. Okay, so this is the next URL right here. So this should be getting set. So there's 0 and 20, so that is offset and limit. If we do map again, we get the same offset and limit. How is that possible? Something's off. So let's go into Git. There's our offset. There's our query params. Hey, what's up, Kale? She's actually doing it. I just sent her the link and she invested in Python. Who are you talking about? Why does the first thing that comes to mind is to ask AI why it's not working? Lost developer. I just think that that's AI sort of the easy button, right? And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with using AI, right? It's probably the most efficient way to get something done or to get an answer. I think it just depends on context, right? Like, are you trying to get something done and accomplished and works on your back and you need to finish the task, or are you trying to learn stuff, right? I think the context matters a lot. Sorry, it seems first. Oh yeah, the first message did not send. I don't know why though. I just sent her the link and she's invested in Python. So she's gonna learn Python? Is that what you're saying? Well, she's got the best roommate to help teach her, right? She's got like a live-in instructor. She seems to be on line 10. Nice. All right, so how do I, oh, level 10. Oh, so she's doing boot.dev. That's cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I like boot.dev. It's fun. Absolutely, context matters, especially if you're trying to learn resort from AI a bit more. Yes, exactly. Yeah, I think that's, for me personally. Although people tell me that they use it to learn, so it may be just a skill issue on my part. But yeah, that's kind of how I divide my context. Is like, if I'm trying to accomplish something, I want to get something built and implemented, then I'm gonna leverage AI to help answer questions and make recommendations and things like that. But if I really want to understand what I'm doing, or I want to learn a new library or understand the internals of something, then I kind of want to be forced to dig through it. Sorry, the context of my first message was lost to the abyss. No worries, dude. That's awesome. I'm glad that she's finding it interesting. Yeah, it's good stuff. It's good stuff for sure. I guess I just want to see the responses I'm getting back. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to say format.println page.next page.previous. I'm just waiting for her to get past chapter 1 and be like, help. Maybe it clicks for her, you know? I guess I'll wait and see how she likes coding. Yeah, give her space, and maybe it'll click. You know, you never know. I mean, I had no idea that coding and programming was going to be something I was interested in until I tried it. All right, so obviously there's something wrong with our offset parsing logic. Because we are getting the right next and the previous URLs. And it does seem like okay, I think this is what I should expect after the first one. Right? But after the next one, we should be getting something different. And I'm not sure. We are passing a pointer. Huh. I'm stumped at the moment. I don't know why. Why wouldn't these be getting updated? It's the same context object the whole time. We're running the REPL. Passing the commands. We've got our client. Huh. It's going to be something very silly and very simple once I figure it out. I just know it, but I don't. So here's our get. We're converting the offset. let's make the printing a little bit clearer. Let's see, we'll say this is previous offset, next offset, and these are both after. And this is going to be before. Or previous response. Next from response. We have previous, we have next from response, we have the previous offset after, next offset after. What else? We could do also print next offset before, previous offset before. Okay, so we should have right here. It should be the first time around. It should be 0 and 0. Then it should be we should get back 0 and 20 here. Then it should be set to 0 and 20 here. Then the next time through, it should be 0, 20, 20, and 40, I would guess. Because it should just keep incrementing by 20 every time. So here is correct. But if I do it again, we get the same response. We get next. I mean, is that the end of the page? Is that the end of the... I mean, it can't be, because these are the same exact... These are the same exact areas. And the response is the same. The next response is the same. So what is going on? What is going on? Yeah, and see, there's the next 20. There's 60. So there's a lot. There are plenty of areas. There should be multiple pages of areas. Okay, son of a bitch. Korean stock market hit the circuit breaker yesterday. Did it really? That's crazy. Like, I didn't hear anything about that myself. What from? I know they had a bunch of leveraged ETFs. Korean stock market. Everything Trump's been doing has put the economy sideways, in my opinion. Huh. I didn't hear anything about this. He started up on tariffs again, which is very bad for the economy, free trade, GDP, etc. So I saw the tariffs. I did see the tariffs. That fell 8%. South Korea's two biggest chip makers led the sell-off, making up almost half of KOSPI. I don't know why. What is the South Korea's main index? Okay. Wow. Samsung Electronics tumbled as much as 13%. SK Hynix as much as 14%. Wow. Investors' mood soured Monday when reports surfaced that a Shanghai-based state-backed firm had started mass-producing deep ultraviolet lithography machines in the home market. The report warned of increased competition in the semiconductor industry, which could drive down shares of Dutch chip equipment manufacturer ASML and could lead to a wider sell-off of technology stocks around the world. Wow. Huh, I did not know this. This is news to me. I did not know that there was somebody working in South Korea on lithography equipment. Huh, that's interesting. Have you got a guild on? I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I don't even know. Can you make one of those? That's very interesting, Dota. Thank you for sharing. I'll have to do some reading and listening. Get studied up on all that. I did not hear anything about that. It's all the semiconductors. Oh, you're directly in it? Oh, well, I mean, I guess I'm probably exposed to semiconductors quite a bit, given how much those companies are weighted in the S&P 500, but I don't own any directly. I only own stocks through index funds. I'm staring at the screen. I think so if you have people in your ranks. Huh. Well, I would definitely make a guild if I knew how. You think there's a changing of the guard? A changing of a guard in regards to what, like large companies? Oh, between the old Fang and the new. What's Mangos? Sorry, I woke up with a stuffy nose this morning. Community guilds, okay. Yep. Create and manage guilds for your learning group. Okay. Let's see. What's a good guild name? What's a good guild name? Meta, Anthropic, Netflix, Google, OpenAI. Interesting. Yep, interesting. I'm surprised they put those some of those companies in there and they're not public. Now I disagree with that list. I think add Micron, subtract Meta and SpaceX, but still. I mean, I myself would pull Anthropic and OpenAI out of there because we don't really have any visibility into their finances. They're still private companies. We really don't have a firm public accounting on where they stand financially. Why is there more than 5 ads playing before I can watch the stream? I'm sorry, X1. I appreciate you watching the ads because I do get some AdSense revenue from them, but I apologize. They're coming in hot and heavy. Then you can invite us to your... Okay, cool. What do I need to come up with a good guild name? Dude, this is so hard. This is why I don't play D&D. Front end fighters, back end bombers, code wranglers, maybe it should be like testing related. I don't know, man. Sharper than C. C. Oh, I like. Okay, I like that. Okay, we'll do C sharp. How about that? Oh, you can make multiple guilds. That's cool. Okay, I'm gonna post this in the boot.dev channel. Guild custom path. We don't have any right now. Linked organization. We don't have that. Can I change this? Can I just make it that? Oh, I guess I'm not supposed to leak that? I don't know. I'll reset it if it becomes a problem. I'll put it in Discord. I'll put it in the Discords. My 30 or 40% microtrips is turning into plus 20%. I mean, but you're probably a long-term investor, right, Dota? So you'll get your 20% back, right? With me going, I wouldn't exit. Nah, man. I'm a buy and hold investor. Buy and hold. Timing the market's just... Exit means just hold VU. I mean, I guess it's purely... I guess then that's purely up to you. I am not a big fan of holding individual stocks. That's not really my thing. But obviously, you gotta buy and sell based on your own conviction. Timing the market, though, is just hard. You know, you gotta do it twice. You gotta do it right, and you gotta do it right twice. Then yeah, wait till April. See where you are then, and then sell if you want to. I say stick to your convictions. Obviously, it's not my money though, so do what you're most comfortable with, whatever gives you the most peace of mind. It's hard to put a price on peace of mind. Yeah, that's what makes it difficult. It's money. Yep, it is. I feel you, man. I'm super risk adverse though. Like, that's like you ask me, and I'm always gonna tell you like, yeah, just sell and get into S&P 500 index fund, and you know, I'm just not very. I'm not a risk taker. Oh, whoops, I realized I'm blocking chat over here with my... Sorry about that. Sorry about that, chat. All right, this is a really dumb problem, and it's really frustrating me that I can't figure it out. The only thing I can come up with is that the context object is stale. For some reason, I'm always getting the old version of the context object. But I thought I was mutating it here. That's what I thought I was doing here, was mutating it. And I think I am mutating it, but for some reason, every time we come back through here, once we increment the offset one time, it never increments again. See if there's something with... I'm sure it's something very silly. Why do I have a REPL file in here? Oh, I have a log file. Huh. Okay, let's see what this is. Format.println valid URL. Oh, looky there. See that? It's the same URL every time. It's the same fucking URL every time. So this does not, okay, so this returns a copy. So it doesn't mutate. So how do I go URL struct? That's a really stupid mistake. Hey, what's up, Ryan? Good to see you. Let's go. I see what you did there. I see what you did there. Jokes indeed. We are going this morning for sure. I was stuck on this really stupid bug and finally figured it out. Now I just have to fix it. Now we just have to fix it. So we have to do this. Valid URL. Raw query equals query dot encode. There we go. Probably wouldn't have happened if I had tests. Yep, there we go. Now it's working. It's working! It's working. Let me remove some of these print statements because it's kind of hard to see. So where are we? Print. So we can remove all these print statements. Remove all these. This function has a ton of IO. My function has a ton of IO? Or a function you're working on? That function that does the querying? Let me see. You mean this guy right here, the new request? This one? Yeah, I think this is relatively normal for making this is sort of like a wrapper method for me to help make building requests a little bit easier within the client. I guess you could argue maybe the reader is unnecessary on every single request. Maybe we need separate functions for a new request with no body and a new request with a body, or different types of bodies, I guess. Let's see, format, print line. I'm just trying to clean up all the print statements I added. I think those are all valid. Those are all valid. Yeah, okay. So we have one more test before we move on. Go run. If I do map back, you're on the first page. Map forward, map back, map B. Okay, so there is one problem with
Different types of bodies, children, parents, and all types.
Yeah. What? Hold on, where did that come from? What is that about? Yeah, I was thinking, do you want to fake stub mock that new request function? Probably not. There's a lot going on in there. That was so delayed. I don't know why are we so behind? Like if it was C#, all the IO things would be injected, the method params would be primitives, and that makes faking, stubbing, mocking easier. Yeah, totally agree with what you're saying. Totally agree with what you're saying, especially like for the JSON marshalling, bytes new reader, the HTTP new request. Yeah, so these would all be a little bit difficult to stub out. Or I guess I should say, with them being in the function, you know, like statically called essentially. Yeah, they would be a little bit difficult to control if I actually wanted to test that. Totally agree. I think though, if I was going to actually write tests for this, I think I'd end up just writing integration tests using Go's HTTP test server. Go has a really nice. They have a really nice. If you've ever used mock HTTP in C#, this is one of my favorite testing libraries in C#. Go kind of has this functionality built in, which is really nice. I forget what they call it. I think it's a Go test HTTP. There's a package for it. This one, HTTP test package. This is probably what I would use, and I would just do an integration test. Because this makes it fairly simple to set up. So you can just define, this is my test server, and then you can define how it responds to things. So then when you make a request with it, when you make a request to it, right, it'll basically return you whatever your mocked response is. So that's probably what I would do. That's how I've tested other API packages that I've written. Or I guess API client packages that I've written. At higher scope. Yeah, I'd probably use the test server at a higher scope. Yeah. I would just mock out the service itself. No context passed in. You mean like context in the form of for cancellation? Is that what you mean, Ryan? If so, no, I have not. I have not done that. I have not. I do not accept that currently. Oh, you said different types of bodies. Heaps it earlier. I missed it. Yes, for cancellation. So yes, we are not doing that currently. No. But that would be an improvement. Great point. Okay, so my situation is this. Let's see. If cnext offset. Okay, I think this just needs to be if previous offset is 0, then we're on the first page. So go run map forward, map back. Yep, map forward. Or sorry, map forward, map back, map back. Okay, now map back is only ever returning map. Huh. So it is continuing to move forward, but now I can't move back. Oh, there you go. Now I went backwards. I think I need to print what page I'm on. So if this is actually should be if previous offset equals 0 and next offset equals 0 or C next offset equals 20. You're digging the new stream layout? Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, you like my tools that I built? Those are all my tools. The term chat is something I built, and the Pomodoro is a timer that I built. Although if you want a really nice timer, Kale, one of the guys in chat, he has a really nice timer. It's got like an hourglass. Here, I can show it to you. Let me. It's got like an hourglass display to it. It's pretty slick. Pomodoro. And when you start the timer, it actually, like the sand actually moves through the hourglass. It's pretty cool. It's linked in our Discord, I believe, in the projects channel. It's pretty cool stuff. But that's what inspired me to make one, was his project. There we go. Now we got it. Okay, so I think we need to print what page of the map we're on. Because I find that very confusing to figure out what our page is. Where's my boot.dev? There we go. Okay, let's go ahead and try this. I think that has what they expect to be in there. Conclave City and Eterna City area. Conclave, yeah. Cool. Let's try to submit it. Yay! Dude, that was the first time we'd gone multiple days without completing a lesson. Oh, I guess it was just one day. We didn't complete a lesson one day. Okay, before we implement this, let's go back to the Pokedex and let's add the page printout. So whenever we get maps, let's do this. Let's say no locations found else. Where's my... Let's print, so it gives us a total count here. So I guess let's print something like page 1 of whatever the total number is. So if the, let's go over here, total page. So total pages is going to be equal to c.count, or no, page.count divided by page dot I guess it's just 20. So divided by offset. And then current page equals offset this should just be 20. I don't like that it's hard coded there, but it should be 20. So locations per page equals 20. And then we'll put format, we'll print F. Displaying page of pages. Page total pages, I think. Should be %D. Displaying page of pages. I guess there could just be a singular page, so let's just do this. You've got a bug in the term chat. You've done so many. Oh, I definitely bet I've got a bug in the term chat. Timers. Oh, I forget to start it. I forget to start it, and then sometimes I forget to stop it. Yeah, if you find any bugs in the term chat, if you notice them, just call them out to me. That's a big reason why I'm using it while I stream, is so that I can try to find the problems with it. I know there's 2 or 3 right now open that I haven't worked on it in a couple days. No, I think it's my messages not sending. Just restarted my YouTube. Fair enough. But there are definitely bugs in the app. So if you see anything funky, please feel free to call it out. Displaying page 0 of 76. Map. Oh, I guess we're off. Yeah. Well, because that'll originally start at. So we actually want to add this. Oh, and we also need to print a new line. There we go. It'd be cool if you could specify. It would be cool if this command allowed you to specify a certain number of pages. So you could go forward 10 pages, back 10 pages. That might be a cool enhancement when we're finally done with the app. I said your boot.dev profile looks cool. I blame my pinned pie holes, not your term chat. It could also be YouTube, because sometimes I notice when I'm on YouTube streams, even if I say something like, I don't know, like I'll say something like I watch somebody on Twitch, or like I think I think it's very sensitive to anybody trying to post things that could be perceived as like links. I think it's very aggressive sanitization against anything that looks or feels or sounds like a link. Because I notice the same thing when I'm in other people's streams. Like the other day I was in Bash Bunny's stream and I was trying to say that I watch Adam C. Giannis on Twitch, and for some reason that message got swallowed. I have no idea. Yeah, I wish it. I do too. It should give feedback, man. It's a great point about user experience, right? If a user does something in your system and then is left confused, like there's a mysterious side effect and there's no explanation for the side effect, right? It's kind of bad design in my opinion. There should be like, your message should get replaced in the history, you know? It should get replaced with like, your message was removed or your message was flagged or something. It should explain itself. Explain yourself, YouTube chat. All right, now we have to implement caching apparently. All right, it's time to implement caching. This will make moving around the map feel a lot snappier. We'll be building a flexible caching system to help with performance and future steps. A cache temporarily stores data so that future requests for that data can be served faster. Excuse me. In our case, we'll be caching responses from the Poke API so that when we need that same data again, we can grab it from memory instead of making another network request. Create a new internal package called Pokecache in your internal directory. This package will be responsible for all our caching logic. Okay. Yes, sir. Yeah. Let's see. I used a cache struct to hold a map and a mutex to protect the map across Go routines. A cache entry should be a struct with two fields, created at and a value. You'll probably want to expose a new cache function that creates a new cache with a configurable interval. Create a cache.add method that adds a new entry to the cache. It should take a key and a value. Create a cache.get method that gets an entry from the cache. It should take a key and return a byte and a bool. The bool should be true if the entry is found and false if it wasn't. Create a cache.reapLoop method that is called when the cache is created. Each time an interval passes, it should remove any entries that are older than the interval. This makes sure that the cache doesn't grow too large over time. For example, if the interval is 5 seconds, an entry was added 7 seconds ago, the entry should be removed. Maps are not thread safe in Go. You should use a sync.mutex to lock access to the map when you're adding or getting entries or reaping its entries. It's unlikely that you'll have issues because reaping only happens every 5 seconds, but it's still possible. So you should make your cache package safe for concurrent use. Update your code that makes requests to the Poke API to use the cache. Create the cache once and reuse it in your Poke API request layer. If you already have the data for a given URL, this is an interesting song. Write at least one test for your cache package. The tip below should help you get started. Test your application to make sure that the cache works as expected. When you use the map command to get data for the first time, there should be a noticeable waiting time. However, when you use mapb, it should be instantaneous because the map for that page is already in the cache. Yeah. I mean, honestly, this Poke API is very responsive because I honestly feel like it returns data very fast. I mean, that's very quick, even without any caching. However, I'm guessing If we were on Wi-Fi, or maybe if we were loading a larger page of data, it might be slower. But I mean, I probably at this point I'd be like, caching's not necessary. But fair enough. Okay, fair enough. Steven is a gopher now. I have been stuck in gopher land for a while. I'm hoping to exit it. We're at what are we at? We're at level 75. So we're 25 levels away from our goal. So we're close. We're close to getting where we want to go. It's just we've been how do I say this in the most kind way to myself? I've been very inefficiently making progress while streaming and doing boot.dev. I just talk too much, you know? I talk too much, and then the talking distracts me, and then I get bogged down, you know? It's just it's a problem. It's a problem. What can I say? Does it get harder? I started the backend path and finish it until Linux. It was very easy. So I'm on the backend path too, and I'm on building a Pokedex, which is kind of like, I think, the second or the first or the second guided course in the Learn Go section, I think, area of the path. I don't know if it's necessarily gotten harder. I'm slow when I'm on stream, man. When I'm off stream, you know, you kind of get into the flow state and you fly and you kind of find a rhythm, you know. But then when you're streaming, you're like switching context between talking and then chat and then back to the code, right? It's like, it's not the most productive way to go about doing something. But it's fun, you know. It's fun to talk to people. Okay, so we need a struct. Our struct needs a map. I guess we'll call this entries. And this is a map of strings to, I guess cache. I guess we'll just call it cache entry. I honestly don't know if that type needs to be public. Actually, I'm just gonna go ahead and make it public. It's fine. Type cache entry. Well, when I see you streaming, at least I get motivation. Well, I'm glad I can bring some motivation to the world, you know? I'm glad I have something of value to offer. Let's see what we need created at, and we need value. So this is .time, and this is byte array. Okay, so value. I actually don't think this is going to see the outside world. And then this is time. That, or what was the term they used? Created at was what they used. Created. Okay. And then we need to implement an add method to start with. Or maybe just a new cache function would be good to start with. So let's go over here and let's see, we're gonna do function test new cache. And then we'll do t.run. What do we want to call it? So we'll say it should return new cache. Equals Pokecache dot new cache. And it should take a time, right? Time dot duration, I think is what they said it should be. How do you make a new time dot duration? Go time dot duration. I freaking hate ads. Let's see. T dot clock, T dot hour, T dot week number. So how do I make a duration? So let's say I want go create duration of 100 milliseconds, or let's just say 5 minutes. 5 seconds, sorry. Interesting, okay. So this would actually be, let's say 5 times time dot second, like that. Now new cache doesn't exist yet. So then we'd say if result equals nil, we should do t dot error f. Expected result to be non-nil value. Okay, let's go ahead and implement the new cache. So this will be a function, new cache. It will take a duration, or I guess it should be interval, which is time duration. And first and foremost, it should return us a cache object. So cache, and that cache should have value, entries set to an initialized map. And is there anything else we need in the cache besides entries? We need I think that's it. Yeah, let's read the assignment again. Oh, we need a mutex, right? We need a mutex. So let's call this lock sync.mutex. And then we need to make one of those. Do we need to make one of those, or is that already initialized? Okay. And then we also need to, in the new cache, we have to start a go routine. So we have to run a go routine. That is the function that's going to basically clean up the cache at whatever interval they pass in. Right? We should also be returning a pointer to this cache. Yeah. We could also do function. This has a receiver of type cache. And we can call this reap. I'm gonna call this run reap loop. Yep. And then this is gonna take in our duration. And we'll just do the go routine in here, and that way we can just up here call we can call C equals the thing we have down here, actually. C equals this. Then we'll return C. Oh. And then here, C will call go C dot run reap loop, and we'll pass in the, not internal, this would be interval. Yeah. I think I've run through my timer twice without realizing it. I'm so bad. I gotta add a sound notification to it. Okay, so we need to loop over every entry. So it's be KV range for C dot entries. And then we need to do a check that basically says, hey, is the created at value is the difference between the time now and the created at value greater than whatever the interval is supposed to be, right? So is there a function we can use to do that? Go calculate difference between time structs, because that's what our we're using a time struct for created at. So I'm guessing there's got to be some method we can use difference between two time objects. Time.sub. What? Let's see. Time dot. Dude, this API is crazy capable. Time after, time date. Oh, time since. Since returns the time elapsed since t. It is shorthand for time.now. So what about v dot, oops. What about, do these individual ones have a sense on them? No. So I think what that said, I think what that basically means is I can do this. I can say time.sense k or v dot created at. I also don't think I need that, do I? So if that is greater than interval, then we want to delete it. I guess we do need the key. Also, is it safe to modify this in the loop? I guess I should probably have a remove function, shouldn't I? Cache add, cache get. I guess not. I guess I don't need a remove function. Any entries that are older than. Yeah, I think that's right. I think we're on the right path. We're not running this in a Go routine. We're not running this in a an endless loop though. We need to actually run this at whatever interval they give us. So is there something like a clock? Okay, break time. I'm gonna put some water on. Oh. I guess I could probably turn on the coffee camera, huh? Coffee cam. We can also lift our kettlebell a little bit. Yeah. Ah. Excuse me. Excuse me. So it looks like the timer package has a ticker. Hey, what's up, Night Drifter? I don't think I've ever seen you in my stream before. Or if you've been here, it's been a while since you've been back. Yeah, Speak only works for members and subscribers. Twitch subs and YouTube members. But the other commands work. Oh, you just don't chat. Well, welcome. Glad you're here. Okay. So we're going to create a new ticker here. Yeah, Zoom it. Great tool, man. Great tool. They actually added a really cool new feature where you can actually do so you can make you can use Zoom it to make like screen recordings, like really quick screen recordings or longer screen recordings, like if you're going to do a demo or a bug reproduction or something. And now you can trim, you can sort of like edit the video as part of the recording of it. It's pretty nice. If you work remotely or you work with people where you need to be able to explain without necessarily having to write a book every time you need to explain a really complex bug or issue that you're encountering or something that you're having a problem with on your computer, it's very, very helpful for that. I use it all the time on stream just to like point at stuff and explain things. I use it a lot at work for that too. It also has a white or blackboard mode in different colors. So let's see, is it Control K? Yeah, Control K will put you in blackboard mode. And you can use it to draw things. You know, if you're ever trying to explain to somebody how something works, it's pretty nice. It's a good little tool. And I really shouldn't say it's a little tool. I mean, at this point, it's kind of a full featured thing. Okay. We'll come down here and we'll say for range ticker dot, oh my goodness, dot C. Now, before we go into there and start deleting things, we need to acquire the lock. So we'll say c.lock like this. And then we'll say defer c dot. Why does that keep happening? I think my keyboard has a bug or something. It just keeps spamming periods. So I think that's our reap loop. And let's just go ahead and make sure that we can run go test. Everything passed, good. Okay. So now let's go ahead and add a method for function test add. T.run. It should add entry to cache. I think the other test we want to add up here to the new function is we should probably say it should start reaping loop. However, to order to add this test, we need to add the add method first. Because basically what we want to do here is we want to add something to cache, wait for longer than interval, and make sure it was removed. That's what we want to do. Let's see, test. This really should be, because we need to add something, retrieve something, verify, retrieved value is correct, right? So it should look something like this. C cache equals pokecache dot new cache, and we'll just give it a time seconds, and we'll say then we'll say cache dot add some value, some key, right? Some value. Now you don't exist, obviously, so we have to go make you exist. Good morning, Mark. Oh, I'm gonna beat you. I'm gonna beat you today, buddy. Beat you. I beat you to Twitch. That's like the first time. About knocked over my cup there. GG's, GG's. Where's that ad coming from? Oh, there it is. Okay. So where were we? We're adding a cache. So this is...
I'd like to say something.
I'm starting to love programming again. I solved some leet code today and I feel great.
That's wonderful, man. I'm glad you're finding some passion for it again. I know it's tough these days. I feel like it's a very common unspoken thing that's largely running around the industry that I think a lot of people who fell in love with it for what it was, it's not quite that anymore, at least professionally. So I'm glad you're enjoying yourself. I think I want to put this down here. Font. C cache add. Now we need our string, which is going to be our key. And then we need our value, which is going to be our bytes. That. And it doesn't need to return anything. It might actually should probably return some sort of indication that it was successful or not successful, maybe, or if it was actually added or up. I don't know. You could probably implement this a couple different ways. Well, let's just say if it's kind of an upsert functionality, we're just always going to override the key. So we'll say c.lock, right? Got to get the lock. Then we got to let go of the lock. And then all we have to do is say c.entries, set the key equal to the value. Right? Oh, I guess we need the cache. It's going to be a cache entry. So this will be a cache entry. Cache entry. And then value becomes value. And created at, how do you get the current time? I'm guessing there's like a date.now type thing. Time.now. Yep. Wonderful. And then we'll do the same thing for get. Get, but that just needs the key and returns the value. So we do return c dot entries at key. Cannot use map expression. That. Oh, because I keep forgetting this is not just a, there's a struct in there. Or should I return the whole entry? I think I should just return the value. Yeah. But actually what we should probably do is we probably should actually kind of mimic the map API. So we should probably do something like this. And so then this would be v.val and then whatever okay is. So the outside world can still check to see if something's there, right? If they want. The question is that the API they wanted me to have? I think it is. I think it is the API that they want. Created cache.get that returns an entry from the cache. It should take a key and return a byte and a bool. A byte array and a bool. Yes. That'll do. That'll do it. Okay, so let's add some bytes in here. Cannot use hello world untyped string constant as byte array. What about this? Can I do this? Yes. So a lot of bytes in. Then we'll say results equals cache.get key. And then we'll say found. And then we'll say t if results or let's see, we want separate error messages here. So let's do if found, not found, t.errf, expected to find entry for key. And then we'll say t.erf expected to find value %s for key, but received %s. This will be string bytes for key, but got string result. That. I'm actually gonna do expected string bytes. String results. That way we don't have to do that cast twice. Hey, what's up, Fanberg? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hope your day's been good. We're just hanging out here, enjoying a little music, writing a little code. Expected to find value S for key, but received %S. I think that's right. So that it should add entry to cache and allow retrieving entry. Okay, now we need to write the reaping loop test. So we're basically going to do the same thing. Here. The only difference is we want to wait. So we'll do time.sleep. And let's just wait longer than the interval by a certain amount. So we'll just do +2. I don't want to wait 5 seconds for a test, so let's just do 1 second +1. So interval 1 times time, and then wait equals interval +1. Wait, like that. We don't need the result, we just expect it not to be found. So if found, we want to fail the test. Expected entry for key %S not to have been reaped. I don't really like that word. Well, I don't know why I don't like it, but that word reaped, for whatever reason it bothers me for some reason. %B. Maybe I think I like the word evicted better, maybe, or wrong type bool. What's it supposed to be? It's supposed to be something. Hey Justin, what's up, man? Good morning. How are you doing? Nice to see you. Hope you're having a good start to your day. Gonna get to the gym this morning. Print bool in go. %T. There we go. Just home workouts. Lower back's been rough lately. Hey, I feel it, man. You got to take care of your back. You only got one of them. Okay, I think it worked. I think it worked, bro. PT, lots of yoga. Good, good. I'm glad you're taking care of it. That's definitely one of those things that you, Oh, look. The tests hung. And I'm guessing that's because we're not shutting down the Go routine. Yeah? So our cache never actually stops running this Go routine. So we're gonna need, I know, we're gonna need a channel. We're gonna need a channel. So let's add a done channel. And what do we, oh, why does this sound like someone squirting? That song had like this constant sound of like squirting water. I don't know why. Working on government procurement opportunities. Nice. Semantic searching. Later we'll be able to plug in a resume, have the resume embedded and ranked against opportunities. That sounds very cool. Yeah, that sounds very cool. Is that work related or is that just your own personal thing? Oh, work related. Fair enough, fair enough. Gotta pay the bills, right? What's to pay the bills? Gotta get my cursor sub paid for. One way or another. One way or another. It's extra credit stuff to move up. Very cool. Yeah, nothing wrong with that, man. Your salary is your largest wealth building tool. I'm a big believer in that. I'm a big believer in that. How do we make a channel make? This. Don't get Steven started on the finance top. Yeah, dude, I will go and go and go. Good morning, iSpooky. How are you doing? We're on break time now. What am I doing now? So we are building a Pokedex CLI. That's what we've been stuck on doing. That's what we've been stuck doing for the last couple of days. I think I only have a little bit left to go. Yeah, I just have to get through the cache implementation. Hopefully it goes much faster though. I spent a bunch of time yesterday working on the internals of the API client. So hopefully that'll help accelerate some of these subsequent lessons. Definitely not making as much progress as I'd like to make during streams, but after this we learn SQL. I haven't written much SQL in a long time. I almost always interact with databases through an ORM, so this will be fun to watch me stumble through how to write select statements. Excuse me. I'm good. It's 10 p.m. for me. So you're at the end of your day, and I'm at the beginning of my day. You're one of those people. It's kind of fun. I actually have quite a few people that hang out my streams that are like on the other side, right? Like Bradley Larzania, he's in, I think, Australia. And then Kale is also in Australia. So they're always at like the end of their day. Oh, you're over there too? Okay, cool. Yeah, it's crazy. It's like time travel, man. What ORM do you use? So most often I'm using... if I'm in C# world, then I'm usually using Entity Framework or the MongoDB driver. They have a C# driver, which actually I think MongoDB actually has an Entity Framework provider package now. So I haven't ever used it, but so I'm usually using those. And then if I'm in the Rust world, I've been using SQLX, I think is the name of it. SQLX is the one I've used over there. And then I can't remember what I've used for Go. I can't remember what I use for there. TypeScript, I usually use like Prisma, you know, one of those, Prisma, or I still like Mongoose. I know it's kind of old, but I still like Mongoose for dealing with MongoDB stuff. SQL C is sick. Okay, SQL C is what language is that for? SQL C. Is that for... Is this for Go? SQL C. Golang. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think I've only used a SQL database once when I was learning Go. So I haven't really used them. I haven't used much persistence with Go projects that I built. But yeah, 90% of the time, if I'm working with the database, I just use an ORM. And then at work, I don't really ever have to do anything database related at work, so I get very little opportunities to write raw SQL. I do write quite a few raw MongoDB queries. Definitely not an expert, but I feel like a lot of languages are kind of a use it or lose it proposition, you know? I feel like the more opportunities you have to do it, the more the fresher it is, and the less opportunities you have to do it, the more it decays. It comes back. I think every language comes back to you relatively quickly, but it's not at the forefront of your mind, you know? Okay. Break's over. Back to the work. I should have got up and lifted the kettlebell. We'll do that next time. All right, what were we in the middle of doing? Oh, we need to stop the Go routine. So we need a channel. We're adding a channel. And then we actually need to make use of that channel. So we're initializing. I don't think we need to initialize this lock here. I think the mutex already comes initialized, right? Go mutexes are already initialized. Mutexes do not need initialization. Thank you, Stack Overflow. See, Stack Overflow still useful. So now we get to use our good old friend, the select statement. So what we'll do is we'll say select right? And we'll say, okay, if this is C dot or ticker dot C, put that range code here, that. And then the other case is going to be read from C dot done. And so whichever one occurs first. Oh, we also need to loop. That. So as long as the ticker's running, we will loop over it. Or I don't think we need to loop over the ticker anymore, do we? What is this? So this is itself a channel. So I don't think we need to do that anymore. But we do need to still lock and unlock. That. So if we receive something from the ticker channel, we'll reap. We'll evict. If we receive something from the done channel, we'll return. Now the question is, how do we send the done signal? And where would we call it? I guess we'd have to call it at the application level. So let's add a function called C cache, and this will just be stop, I guess would be a good stop, or shut down, clean up, dispose, destroy, get rid of. And we should all close on done. Now, what happens if you call close on an already closed channel? Doesn't it panic? Go calling closed on closed channel. Solution which closed channels rudely. How to properly close a Go channel. I think this will panic. If this is already closed, this is gonna panic. It should be executed only by the sender, never the receiver. Has the effect of shutting down the channel after the last value is received. Let's see, the simplest sender pattern ensures the channel closes even if the loop panics or returns early. Okay, you avoid these panics by following 3 rules. First, only the sender closes. Second, use defer close so the close happens exactly once at function exit. Third, never close a channel that multiple Go routines might try to use. If you need a shared shutdown signal, use context. Okay, so I am the sender, so I think this is actually safe to do like this for now. But I guess it could be used concurrently, in which case then it wouldn't be safe. Like if my cache was used across 2 different routines. So I guess I just need some way to know that it's closed. How do you check to see if a channel is closed? Does a channel have any kind of state? C.done. No. So I guess we could just have a Boolean, right, on the cache and just lock it. So we could have something like closed, right? Make it a bool. And then we could just say if closed, if C.closed, return. Otherwise, then we do C.lock, defer, C.lock, unlock. And then we just want to make sure we set C.close to false. It's kind of like the disposal pattern in C# a little bit, right? Where you basically have a Boolean that you set to prevent double disposing of an object. I don't know if that's really the Go way to do it, though. Proper way to close Go channel. One time. How to close and why it matters. There's got to be like a more idiomatic way, right? To like, hey, I only want to call this one time. Use defer only when the close the channel. Use a sync.once. What's this? Sync.once. Sync.once. I think Go has a specific type for that, like atomic or something. Maybe it's this. Sync once. Package sync provides basic synchronization primitives such as mutual exclusion locks. Other than the once and wait groups, most are intended for use by low-level libraries. Other than once, okay? Do calls the function if and only if do is being called for the first time for this instance of one. In other words, if once.do is called multiple times, only the first call will invoke f, even if it has a different value. I think that's what we want, right? Yeah, I think that's what we want. So basically we just need something that says atomic.bool. Atomic.bool. Go. I know there's an atomic bool in Rust. I feel like the sync once is what we want. I feel like that's much simpler. I'm gonna do that. If we come to find out I was wrong, I'll be wrong. So then we do. Does that require initialization? No. Okay, so then we do c.once.do, and then we pass in the function that we want to execute. So just a lambda, and then we pass in close on c.done, like that. Maybe, I don't know. You're right. The sync package is sugar on top of atomic. Oh, very well. There you go. We were both right. Now, how would I check to see if it's actually, does once have like a check to see if it's been called, maybe? No, it just has to do. Whatever. We'll just assume that if the tests exit, we've done our job correctly. Okay, let's do go test before hook, before or after each. Rust, so C# has this really neat feature called iDisposable that allows you to basically do cleanup like this whenever something runs out of scope. And Rust has a similar idea. They have like a drop trait. I kind of wish Go had something like that. I wonder if they have something where you just like automatically clean up. I guess not. I guess that's what the defer keyword is for, right? So you'd say something like this. You'd probably say defer result.stop. And then you do the same thing here. Go ahead and move these up here. We do cache defer cache dot stop. Kind of sucks I have to call this on every test though. I'm sure there's a way to make that better. There we go. But something failed. It should start reaping loop. That test failed. Expected entry for key to have been reaped. What? Oh. That's because I passed the wrong thing. Expected entry for key to have been reaped. So we're waiting. So why wouldn't it have been? We add it, we wait. So we're saying an interval of 1 second. Or did we just not wait long enough? But it's not stopping. It's hanging open for some reason. Huh. It's weird, right? So we call defer cache stop here. We call defer here. Huh. C dot close. C dot done. Huh. Okay, is there something else special you have to do with... I am calling close on the right channel. Yep. Do we have maybe we have a deadlock somewhere? Why would the test be hanging? The test must be hanging because this loop is still running. Or... So it's hanging on the Poke API? Is that where it's hanging? Or is it just hanging in general? Because I don't think the Poke API has any tests. Huh. I'm stumped. I'm stumped again. God, man, I keep getting blocked on this freaking. It's a guided course, and I keep getting stuck on it. Let's see, how does sync once, let's see, sync dot once with a mutat, with, does it play nice with ticker? Thank goodness it's almost break time. Hanging tests. Maybe there's a, I think .NET, .NET test has a way to know which test is hanging. I wonder if Go has something similar. Test hang. No, it doesn't look like there's anything like that. Okay. All right, so it's either something with my locking or it's something with... I wonder if this causes... Can you call defer in a select statement? Go. Call defer in a select statement in Go. Using defer in Go. Defer with functions. A defer statement defers the execution of a function until the surrounding function returns. Oh. Yeah, that makes sense. So this lock is holding it open. Oh, that's a silly mistake. Yep, that's what it was. So that lock is basically sitting there, or that defer call, right, is sitting there waiting for this function to exit. But this function is never going to exit because it's in a loop. It's in a forever loop. Interesting. Okay, that's definitely one I'm going to put in my brain for future. I bet I've made that mistake before too when I was learning Go last year. Okay, cool. So we have our cache now. Now we have to wire our cache up to our actual stuff. So where do we create our Poke API? So our Poke API... Question is, should our Poke API accept the cache, I guess, as a dependency? Probably makes the most sense. So let's do client.go. And we'll add a cache, which is going to be a Poke cache, cache struct. And that's going to go in here. Which actually, this actually makes what we did yesterday actually super valuable, because now we can just we can basically say, hey, we only want to cache responses that are successful, right? So we can basically say, oh, time for a break. Time for a break. Wait, no, I'm wrong. Oh. Let's see. Also, receiving from a closed channel will block forever. Wait, no, I'm wrong. Receiving from a closed channel returns immediately. Sorry. Yeah, I figure that's why the select statement works, right? Because as soon as I try to read from this done, right, it immediately says, "Oh, you're closed. Return." Or I guess as soon as it receives the close, it returns. But this is tricky to me, because I was just blindly following the kind of pragmatic approach of just always calling defer, right, and ahead of or right after I acquire the lock. But in this case, I really need to do it manually. Little sneaky one if you ask me. But it makes sense. If you actually understand how defer works, it makes sense. So today I understand defer better. Okay, what do oh, we're on break. I'm gonna lift the kettlebell. And also I'm gonna go to the bathroom. So I'll be right back. I think I'm gonna, this right now, this be right back message, this is just a PowerShell function in my profile. I think I'm actually gonna create a little CLI tool for it so it works better. I'll be right back. I also realized I never closed the coffee camera. My bad. Okay, we're back. We're back. Time to finish wiring up this cache. Okay, we are talking about commands. So I guess we could just new it up here and say, give me a cache that lasts for 5 seconds. That. Now is everybody happy? Guess only time will tell. So that still works, but it still works because I'm not actually using this anywhere. Do with. Okay. So I need to get the bytes, right? So basically right in here, I want to do this. I want to say client.cache rec.url. URL specifies either the URL being requested. Request URI is an unmodified request target. Okay, so it should be URL. And then, oh, we should add cache.add rec.url dot string, I guess. Yeah, string. Now, the body is a reader, right? And JSON new decoder does not give us any intermediate bytes. So doing it this way is probably not the ideal. We should probably do data equals io.read all, which takes in the reader, which gives us an intermediate step. Why are you complaining? So we already have error. Like this. Cannot use data variable of type any as byte value and argument. Why is it any? Hey, what's up, Caffeinated Minds? Thanks for being a member as always. Appreciate you. Hope you're having a good day. Now I understand this. Declare not used. I don't understand why read all hands back. Read all reads R until error or EOF returns the data it read. Accessible call returns error equals nil, not error equals EOF. Because read all is defined to read from source, it does not treat end of file from read as error to be recorded. IO read all bytes from response body in Go. That's literally what I'm doing. So why? Oh, I'm shadowing. That's why I'm shadowing the variable. This is data up here. Okay, so this is gonna be body. How about that? That better? There you go. Now you're not angry. There we go. Which means we also don't need to do a new decoder. We need to do a JSON dot JSON dot unmarshal, and then we'll take the body and the data. And then return the data. Does unmarshal hand back an error? Yeah, okay, so we'll just do return. I think that'll still work. So now all we did basically was we added an interceptor where we basically cache the successful responses. Now we need to add sort of an interceptor call for the cache when we make a request that basically short circuits the request that says we need to build the full URL. So at this point right here, we have the correct URL. So we should say if cached should we do it here? I feel like we should do it here. The only problem is this is not really where we hand back the data. And I don't really want to, okay, let me think about this. So I don't really want to add the cache here. Right? I don't really want to add the cache in the location endpoint. What I want to do is I want to add the cache in a central place. Now, the problem is that new request basically we're just gonna we want to use at this point in the call or up here somewhere, we basically just want to say, hey, instead of unmarshaling the body bytes into the data, we want to unmarshal our cache bytes into the data, right? So I guess we do this up here, actually. First thing we do is we come in and we say if cached data found c.cache.get rec.url .string this. Right? So let me actually just extract that. We'll say request. That way we're using the same thing in both places. Guaranteed. Request URL. So if that is found, this is where we just want to so if found, if cache, if found, return JSON commercial cache data. This is actually this is a dumb. We'll just do V. And then just come down here and update this. The only thing I don't like about this, and I'm not really sure there's a better way to do it, but the only thing I don't really like about this is the fact that we're going to do work that's probably unnecessary to do, right? So when we call new request right here, there's a set of work that's going to happen here that really doesn't necessarily need to happen because we have the information we need. Yeah, we have the information we need basically to figure out if it is. So there's probably an improvement there's an optimization that could probably be made there, but I'm gonna live with it. I mean, the thing is it's hard to tell that it really made much of an improvement because it was so fast to begin with. You can't really tell it different that there is cache there. But what are you gonna do? Okay, so where's my boot.dev window? Success. Oh, why didn't I gain any XP? What's that about? Oh, I submitted for the wrong lesson. I was like, you sons of bitches took my XP. Fantastic. Boot.dev, boot.dev config base URL is Pokedex. Okay, get where are we at here? Get status, get add, get commit, feature implemented, Poke API client with cache. Okay. Now what? Explore. After a user uses the map commands to find a location area, we want them to be able to see a list of all the Pokemon located there. Add an explore command. It takes the name of a function. It takes the name of a location area as an argument. Okay. Okay. I think this makes me want to change my API a little bit here. So let's go down here, and instead of get, let's actually call this list. And then let's add another endpoint here called function. I think this is still under the locations endpoint. Let's look at the Poke API. I gotta clean up my tabs a little bit. Oh, I cleaned up one too many tab. Okay, Poke API docs. So we have locations. So we basically want to see a list of the Pokemon in the area. A list of Pokemon that can be encountered in this area, along with version-specific details about the encounter. So let's try this. So you basically do that. Well, let's get location first. Sunny City area. Encounter method. There you go. Pokemon encounters. So each Pokemon encounter is an object that has a Pokemon key, which gives you the name of the Pokemon. You also have version details. You have chances. Okay. And boot, what do they want me to do? It takes the name and location as an argument. Yeah. So you're basically going to print their names. Okay. So now we just, now we just need to model this data in a Go struct and fetch it. So let's do get, and this will be name. And this will return the, what do we want to call this? A location object, I guess. We have a location object already. Or is it? Location. So we have name URL. Does that exist in this thing? Name. No, this is a separate resource. So it needs to be modeled. It needs to be modeled differently, I think. Yeah, it's not at all the same shape. So what do we want to call it? They call it location area is what they call it. I kind of wonder if I'm using the wrong endpoint and it just so happened it worked out correctly. You'll need to use the location area endpoint to get the location areas. Note this is a different endpoint than location. No, I'm using the right one. Okay. So it kind of bothers me that the location area, it kind of bothers me that the location area endpoint returns a list of things that is different shaped than what the ID returns, right? That kind of bothers me. Whoever designed the API. And what I mean by that is essentially that the shape of this object that we have in our browser right now. Let's see if I can show this, illustrate this. So see, you can see the shape of these individual results, right? Like what I would want, I guess if it was my API, is I'd much rather have the shape of these match the shape of these, but this just can return a smaller subset of fields, right? But that's not the case. You can see actually what they've done is this object type is actually embedded here. So super weird. Which means basically I have to make another dedicated struct for representing these things. I can't reuse what I already have. Why does that bother me? I don't know. It just does, okay? It just does. So basically we have to come down here and we have to say, where's the location? So we have this location and now we have to, I guess, come up with some other name. So it's not a location, it's a location area, I guess. And, we'll bring this over here and we are interested in, let's see, we are particularly interested in the Pokemon. So there is a key in here.
Did we just become best friends?
Hey, Tasku, thanks for following, man. Appreciate that. It's pretty quiet over there on Twitch these days, so it's always nice when somebody stops by. So we have encounter method rates, encounter method, Pokemon encounter. So this is the key we want. So we're gonna need a Pokemon encounters. Pokemon encounters. And we're gonna have to type that as a Pokemon encounter, right? Then we're gonna have to say its JSON name is Pokemon encounters. And we'll have another type that's called Pokemon encounter. I'll be completely transparent with you. If I was actually building this for like beyond just like learning and just playing this game, playing boot.dev, what I would probably do is I would probably take either the API schema definitions. If they have an open API definition, I'd probably use that. But even just the schema definition from an example response, and I'd probably do something like, I'd probably go and find some sort of JSON to go struct that would just automatically generate this stuff for me. C# has this functionality in Visual Studio. I think it's in Visual Studio Code now too, where you can just paste JSON as a class. So I'd probably try to find something like that for Go. Because now basically what we have to do is we just have to map the shape of the response to Go structs so that we can do the deserialization properly. That's all we're doing. Okay, and now we need to model a Pokemon. So every Pokemon encounter has a Pokemon, which will be of Pokemon type, which will have a key. of Pokemon. And then we'll have to define that guy, Pokemon. And so then every Pokemon will have a name. Well, for us, we just care about the name, right? Break time. 25 minutes goes by pretty fast. I need to build a layout to match this, because I keep having to resize my windows. Let's actually do that right now. Hey, Lasagna. Did we catch them all yet? We have not caught them all yet, man. This project has been really slow going. I don't know why. I mean, it almost feels like this project was slower going than the Chip 8 emulator. The Chip 8 emulator though was probably a little straightforward than this, actually, because we were basically just implementing a spec. Someone had already written the logic for us. Oh, I know what I was gonna do. So when shift, create a new layout here. Create new layout. I know, let's call this stream 2. Oh no, I already have it. I already have one. There you go. There we go. So now I can just do this when I want to put it in the right place. Needs to come in just a little bit though. When shift apostrophe. Just needs to come in just a little bit. There we go. Save. Yeah, that's okay. All right, let's switch up the music too. Well, let's get maybe a little bit more upbeat music going on here. Let's see. I think these are copyright free songs. God, I forgot. Oh, I think my family's leaving for the doctors. Love you, honey. Yeah, these are copyright free songs. I'm doing Snake and Rust. I know, but just trying to learn the concepts. Dude, no preface needed, man. That's awesome. The only way you get better at stuff is by trying things, right? So I think that sounds wonderful. Are you just rendering it in the terminal? Is that how the game's played? Because if it is actually the Snake game that you're building, I would love to play it when you're done. Yep, I can see the track. Yeah, dude, I think it's a pretty fun language. I actually was working on yesterday. I was working on adding this visualizer to my Pomodoro timer. It's like music visualizer thing. And I actually had the opportunity to use a type that I hadn't gotten to use yet in Rust, which was the it's called ARC, but it stands for Atomically Reference Counted Pointer, which is basically a way to be able to share a reference across different threads, which is something in Rust that's kind of it's not as straightforward as it is in other languages, but that's how they keep it memory safe. So I want to get better at Rust, you know, so I'm trying to find excuses to write it more. Isn't that what? Yeah, basically the same kind of idea, right? It's like you're trying to share some state across threads, but you're trying to do it in a safe way for concurrency, and so Rust has several of these like smart pointer types that allow you to do this, and I had yet to reach a use case where I basically needed it, right? And so I finally got to a point yesterday with this visualizer where basically I had to have the shared piece of state across two different threads. One of the threads is actually updating the data while another thread is reading from that data to be able to render it out, right? But there's a few different smart pointer types like that, and so I'm still, you know, it's one of those things with any language where you're only as good at it as all the opportunities that are presented to you to solve problems with it, right? So you've got to sort of, I mean, work, if you're employed to write Rust for work, that's one thing, but there's not a ton of Rust devs, so you sort of have to contrive your own projects and scenarios to give yourself opportunities, right, to solve problems with these different language tools, which I think is half the challenge, right? Because sometimes coming up with your own projects is not the easiest. Okay, time to go back to trying to catch them all. Hey, what's up, X1? Finally back home. How's everything going? Yeah, it's going good. We just switched over to a little bit more upbeat music, and we're gonna try to finish off this this piece of our implementation we're doing right now. So where's the JSON? So we just need a name field, I think. Yeah, name field. So we need a name. Just a string. Name. I've been C# for 4 years or so, and this is the first real sort of exposure to something else cool, to see different ways to build programs and what the authors of a language choose. That's the best part about learning languages, right? Is it really does force you outside your comfort zone when it comes to styles, approaches. Like, one of the things that I thought was kind of odd about C is there's a lot of it's basically like forces you into a very like impure style of programming. And what I mean by impure is, I mean, you have to define these functions that like take this data in, mutate it, and then proceed on. And I know people write code like that in other languages too, but to me it's a very, I don't know, it's very confusing to write code that way, where it's like, oh, I've got a piece of data, someone called a method, now all of a sudden that data is different. But I agree. It's a good exposure. Yeah, well, if you want something in C, you got to make it right. Yeah. That's why I'd like to try my hand at writing like a very functional language, you know, because I've written languages that sort of masquerade, I guess, as functional, but I'd like to write something like F# or Haskell or one of these things.
for you, babe. I'm not away if I gotta wait for you. I'm not away.
Sorry, my wife was texting me. She's taking my kids to the doctor's appointment.
I'm not away if I gotta wait for you. I'm not away if I gotta wait for you, babe.
Sorry. She was asking me about some housekeeping stuff, you know? Gotta manage the house things. So what were we doing? I don't remember. We're implementing a get function. That's what we're doing. So now we want to get by name. This will return a location area or an error. We will do basically the same exact thing. Go ahead and copy this. Paste it up here. We don't need an query param, so this can be nil. Which I don't think I'm actually handling up here, am I? Yes. So I should do if query. Actually, let's not do nil there. Let's actually just do an empty map. If error, return, this will be rec. So we'll say var area is location area. It'll be area. We'll pass a reference into this. We'll return area here, and we'll return area here. Now, this path actually needs to be so we actually want this. We want request URL equals. Do you still lift? If so, how the fuck do you find time between doing this, work, and family? Yeah, I still lift. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of kettlebell lifting lately. A lot of pull-ups. I haven't been doing as much barbell work. A lot of dumbbells, a lot of kettlebells, a lot of calisthenic stuff. I haven't been walking as much. I'd like to get back to doing that. It's just been so fucking hot here, man. It's crazy. It was like 100 and something. Last night at 6:30, it was like 98 degrees outside. It was awful. My son had football practice. It was terrible. It was crazy. Yeah, I have a garage gym, and then I also keep some weights down here in the basement near my office. So throughout the day, I can get up and lift and kind of move around. But I have a garage gym that has a squat rack, plate weights. I've got dumbbells from like 10, 20 up to 100 pounds. I've probably got 500 or 600 pounds of plate weights. Yeah, it makes it super easy. Yeah, I'll never go back to not having a home gym of some type. The flexibility of just not having to worry about the logistics of like, my family only has one car too, so like the logistics of like the gym opens at 4 in the morning, and so I've got to be there before work, or I got to go over lunch. Like, just the logistics of it all, of having to go someplace to do it, is nice that I don't have to consider that. So I've had a garage gym since 2016. Yeah, so I really haven't had a gym membership for the last 8-10 years. It's nice though every once in a while to go to a gym. You know, I'm a big fan of gym tourism. Like, whenever I travel, I'll always try to scope out 1 or 2 gyms, try to go visit them, check out what equipment they have. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, my schedule isn't that crazy. I get up early, I do this, I start work sometime between 8 and 9. Work is usually done by 5 something or other, and then do family stuff in the evening, you know. And then I'll just fit in my lift either over lunch or in the evenings if we don't have football practice or something. So it's not too bad. Oh, thanks, X1. Yeah, we switched over to I call this my upbeat playlist. It's just there's a, if you ever need copyright free music, there's a YouTube channel called NCS, and they have a website. It's called NCSIO, that has copyright free music. And then there's also a there's a website called, obviously, Lo-Fi Generator. I've shown that off a lot of times on stream. But there's a gentleman named Harris Heller, who's a YouTuber, and he made a website called Stream Beats that has a bunch of music that he literally just paid producers to make to get free music for people, or copyright free music. So if you ever need stuff that you want to play on stream or in your videos or whatnot, those are some good resources. NCIS? No, NCS, but very close. You don't like NCIS? I like the original show, the one with Gibbs. Haven't been a big fan of the newer seasons. All right, now we need to use this, right? Oh, we need to do format.sprint f %s %s. Like that. So now we need to actually add this to a command. So let's go over here and let's make an explore command. CLI command. This is going to be explore. Description. This is going to be displays a list of Pokemon in the area. And then this will be callback. Will be CLI explore command. Why am I using the var keyword? I don't know why I'm doing that. I think it's because I was defining these in a different place earlier in the program. But now we can go back to the walrus operator. Okay, and that doesn't exist, so let's add it. So the other question we haven't answered yet is how we get the name argument, right? Because we haven't actually parsed that. so I think to start with, we just want to get the area. So we'll say c.client. Oh, we're not passing it. c.client dot locations get. Now this is where we need the name, right? So my thought about this, and obviously you guys can tell me if I'm wrong, but my thought about this is that we should just carry with us what the user has. I actually don't know about this. We almost need to carry like a list of arguments in our context that says here's the user's message, right? Yeah, like right here, for example, like we have cleaned input, right? So it's almost like we want the we don't want to build up we don't want to keep all the user's message, but almost like after every input, we basically want to set on the context whatever the input was so that we can then retrieve it in the callback. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a field to my context object here. And I'm just going to call it args. User args, user input. I'm just going to call it args. And args is going to be a slice of strings. And should it be public or should I have some sort of method? We'll just start with it being public. Well, actually, I think it can stay private. These are in the same package. So it actually can stay private, and then we'll go back to the REPL. And so basically now what we'll do is we'll say, once we figure out what the command is, before we call it, we're going to say context.args is equal to the cleaned input less the command. So we'll just take from the first element, which is the second element. It's the second element, but it's the first index to the end. So we'll just strip off the first word, which we treat as the command, and the rest will be the input. And then we'll pass that in to the callback, which means then in our commands function down here, we can do some validation, I guess. We can say if c.args is less than one. Sorry, if length of c.args is less than 1, we can return error not name of area not provided. But we also want to. This is where right now I've got this REPL has a really bad design where like commands print stuff to the terminal and they return error codes, but the REPL doesn't do anything with the returned error codes. So I feel like we need to separate those two things. It's like the command should return errors and then the REPL should do things with those errors. The REPL should control printing back to the user, So that's a refactor thing I think we need to do, but I'm just gonna print something for now that says, please provide area name, i.e. explore area name. Like that. And then that means if we get past this check, that means we're safe to do this. And then we can do air. If air does not equal nil, we'll just return that. If we get down here, return nil. Otherwise, we'll say for Pokemon, range over area.Pokemon encounters, and format .println Pokemon.name. So this actually should be encounter. All right, should we give it a try? I think so. See ya, Bradley. Have a good night, man. Thanks for stopping by the stream again. Oh, Twitch disconnected, but I think it just reconnected. You there? Twitch. Huh, it did not reconnect. Yeah. Huh. Twitch disconnected. Is YouTube still there? Yo, bro. Yeah, so YouTube's still connected. Huh. I'll have to look at the logs. I saw a disconnection happen, but it didn't automatically reconnect. Okay, let's map. Let's explore this area. Well, if I do explore, please provide area name. Error occurred during executing command. Oh, I guess I do handle that error. I was just talking out my butt. Map. Explore. Please provide area name. It works. Fantastic. Now, that thing that we're looking at, this is not paged, is it? No, this is not paged. Okay, so we should be good. I think our implementation's solid for the most part on that front. So let's go back to boot.dev. Let's try to... Oh, they just deployed a new version of boot.dev. Okay. Success. Today was a much more productive day than yesterday. All right, it's time to catch Pokemon. Catching Pokemon adds them to your user's Pokedex. Add a catch command. It takes the name of a Pokemon as an argument. Example usage, catch Pikachu. Break time.
Oh, it's actually 8:15.
How long have I been live for? Oh, well, I don't think we're gonna get another work session in. I like this song.
It's a parking lot sunrise with a girl who says that she might just have me wanted. We're until then away under a parking lot sunrise with a girl who says that she might just have me wanted. We're until then away.
All right, so the Korean stock market is crashing. What will be the other news of the day? Yeah, look at that. That's the Korean stock market. It's crazy. It's down 10% today. Under a parking lot sunrise with a girl who says that she might just have me wanted. We're until then away. Oh, C Sharp's C Sharp Fritz is back.
Then you already know who to try. And if you really want it all.
Okay, well, I think I'm gonna hang it up for the day.
Take my time with it, show you what you got with it.
Let's see, get add, get commit. Implemented. Export. What do you think about Bumblebee and Chris B? I'd never heard of them. Bumblebee and Chris B. Have you ever played Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Liar? No, I have not. What are these things you're referencing? We must live on different parts of the internet or something. The bees you rescue have names like that? It's a 2017 platform game developed by British developer Platonic Games. Huh. Yeah, I've never played that. Looks kind of cool. The graphics look cool. Yeah, looks cool. I'm not the most I'm not the most well-explored gamer. I played a lot of AAA titles, a lot of first-person shooters, but very few indie, kind of off the beaten path games. I got scammed because I bought it full price and then 80% discount next week. That's how it feels all the time, man. I've bought so many games for my kids over the years that just end up being on Game Pass. Yeah. You don't even want to see how many Fortnite V-Bucks I've probably spent. I mean, it's definitely thousands of dollars over the last 10 years on Fortnite V-Bucks for kids. But I mean, you're paying for entertainment value. You know, I feel like video games are some of the best. I feel like video games have some of the best value. Like, I spent $60 on a game and I got, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 hours of entertainment out of it. That's a pretty good deal, you know? All right, that was fun. That was good music to end on. Good notes to end on. You spend $60 on candy and that entertainment has gone an hour in your house. Exactly. I mean, I spend going to the movies with my family. I'll easily spend $100, tickets plus popcorn and some drinks while we're there. And we're there for a couple hours, So, I mean, video games have really good, in my opinion, really good ROI in terms of how much you spend on them versus how much enjoyment you get from them. Now, I will admit, some of the micro purchasing stuff gets to me. Like, that does bother me a little bit. But what are you gonna do? Microtransactions are how developers really make their money nowadays. All right, I'm gonna leave you with some. I'm gonna leave you with some motivation today. Not all games are created equal. All right, I'm gonna play you out. I don't know if you guys like Khabib, but I like Khabib.
Some waste time, but real man, every man addicted to something. Some smoke, some drink, some chase girls, some waste time. But real man, he addicted to discipline, to early wake.
Oh no, what happened?
To prayer, to training, to silence. Discipline no need motivation. Discipline move without feeling. Discipline say, I go anyway, even when tired, even when lonely. Discipline is best addiction. You want strong life? Discipline build it. You want peace? Discipline protect it. You want respect? Discipline earn it. No shortcut, only work. Be man with control, not man with excuse. No cry, no blame. You want better life? Start with better habits. Discipline every day until discipline become you.
You want peace? Discipline protect it. I like that. I like Khabib. Dude's an animal. All right. Well, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I hope you have had a good start to your week. I hope it continues to be a good week, and I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow morning. Yeah, his English is pretty good, but yeah, he's a monster. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good rest of your day. Bye. See you guys.